If you fuck me, then fuck you. And that's the way I like it. Yeah, that's the way I like it. That's the way.
Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a story time about when my cousin came to visit and it turned into a disaster, y'all. Like, it's so crazy. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe. Jeez. Okay, y'all, so let's get into it, okay? So, I have to give y'all a little tiny bit of the backstory so it makes sense, right? So, my cousin lived in Houston. I had just recently, I want to say like a couple years prior, me and my other cousin, Keisha, she's in another story time, had went up to Houston to visit, and I need to tell that story too, because it was a lot of stuff that was going on. When we were up there, my cousin, let's name her Lele, right? Lele is like 15 years older than me. She lived in Sugar Land, Texas, in a big house. So we was gonna stay with her, right? Because my other peoples, they all lived in the hood. And we stayed at somebody else's house one night, but it was very ghetto. So she came over the next day. She came to pick us up, and we stayed with her. When we was out there, right? Her and two of her homeboys live at this house. One night, we chilling, and the homies that live there come walking in the house with boxes, like a big box, y'all, carrying big boxes of drink, allegedly. All of this is alleged. Big boxes, I want to say like 50, 60 bottles in each box of 16-ounce bottles of drink. Boxes and boxes. I ain't never seen that much. I don't know how they wear what, but my cousin Lele, her boyfriend was the big boss, right? They worked for the dude she was messing with. This is years later, so just keep that in mind. That's what was going on when me and Keisha went out there to visit her. So I want to say like 2 years later, so I had to be 18 because I went to Houston for my 16th birthday with my mom. My mom was going out there to visit our people, and that was my birthday gift. She was like, you can come out here for your birthday. Boom. But I didn't really see my mom while I was out there, maybe a couple times, because I was out ripping and running in all the hoods of Houston, clearly. But yeah, so 2 years later, I'm about 18 years old, and Lele hears that there is a crooked doctor out here, y'all. And he was crooked. That's long gone. His doctor's office and the pharmacy next door got raided. They went to jail. People was trying to rob the doctor. A mess. But she hears about this. It's drying up out there in Houston. Because if y'all know, Texas is known for drink. Way long before everybody else even knew about it. So they drying up out there. So she like, okay, I'm gonna come out there and, you know, get some from the doctor and get some people to get it so they could take it back. So that was her main reason for coming to visit. So they get here. Lele brings one of her homeboys, and he obviously knows some people out here in San Diego, which I found out. So they get down here the first day, you know, we take them to the crooked doctor. All of this is alleged. Allegedly. We take them to the crooked doctor. They get their stuff. There be people outside of the doctor's office trying to sell stuff. Y'all, it was crazy. It was crazy. Like out of a movie, okay? So the first day, we chilling, vibing. The dude that she brought with her, let's name him Joe. So Joe came out here with Lele. So after we finished all the doctor stuff and them getting all the stuff that they wanted, right? He like, oh, I got some people I know out here, and it's a function up at the casino that I want to go to, right? So we like, okay, cool. Y'all, I used to be outside. I never was in the house, okay? Now I just be in the house, okay? But yeah, so I'm like, okay, cool. Me and Keisha, we get dressed. It's time to be outside, right? So y'all, when I was thinking about this story, I forgot all about this part, but it's so crazy. So we get up to the casino, the biggest suite that they have up there. We walk in, y'all, and it's so weird. Obviously, the players ball, I don't know if y'all know what the players ball is, but it's all the P's when they come together, and it's basically an award show, and the best P of the year wins, right? And just so happened that year, the one who won was a really popular big P from San Diego. So we walk into this party, we thinking it's a party, and it's really the after party for the players ball, and it's all kind of P's. Bishop Magic Don Juan was there. He was giving speeches. Bro, when I tell you it was crazy to be there in person, I was sipping on drink that day, so maybe it was more weird for me because I was moving slow motion. But y'all, it was so crazy. It's very weird. They really have their own world. You don't know what they be talking about. It was weird. But that was the function that we ended up at. We're there for some hours chilling. We finally leave. So that's the first day that they had got here, right? So the next day is when all the trouble begins, bro. All the trouble. So my cousin, Lele, she used to live in San Diego when I was younger. I think she moved back to Houston when I was like 7 or 8 years old. But when she lived out here, you know, she went to high school out here for some years. She had this one boyfriend, this one Crip dude, right? So she like, I want to go find him. Like, he bought me a car when I was younger. And I guess back then he was having his way, okay? This is back in the 90s. So a lot of people was having their way in the streets, you know? So she's dead set on going to find him. She like, I know where his grandma live. I remember where his grandma live. So we like, okay, we could go over there. So we ride with her, me and Keisha, right? Y'all. So we pull up and we go knock on the door. And just so happened, I know the boy's brother, right? San Diego's so small and annoying. The brother got a baby by my cousin's best friend. So I'm like, oh, okay. So we talking to him or whatever. He like, my brother ain't here, but I'll call him. So he call his brother. He tell him that, oh, there's this girl over here looking for you, wooty wooty woo. And the brother can't think of who it is, right? When he finds out it's Lele, he like, hold on, no. Like, I guess they was in love back in the day, honey. He like, hold on, no. Like, he trying to get to her as soon as he can, right? So he like, stay there. We stay. We chopping it up with the brother for a little while. He pull up 30 minutes later, right? He's so excited to see her. So he like, what y'all want to do? What y'all want to do? He ready to hop in the car with us and go do whatever. So we go out to eat. He's paying for everything for everybody. We go to the beach. We go up to the casino for a little bit. Y'all, we was all over the place. And he's paying for everything. Now, this is an important fact. I did not know that Lele gave this man a Xan. And that's important for later. We didn't know this. So at some point, she gave him a Xan. We go to lunch. He paid for everything. We went to the beach and the casino. And then we end up going to dinner. And he also paid for everything, right? Y'all. So at the end of the night, we all go back to my house. I don't know if she gave him another Xan, but I let them sleep in my room. I'm like, okay, y'all can have my room or whatever. I'll sleep on the couch. It's cool. Y'all, this is so crazy. So crazy. So they sleep in the room, everything cool, right? I wake up in the morning. Oh, buddy is gone. He must have left like early in the morning, like 6 in the morning, right? Y'all, I want to say like 11 o'clock. His brother, the brother that I know, is knocking at my door, okay? He knocking at the door. He like, y'all robbed my brother? Y'all robbed my brother? And I'm like, wait, what is going on? What's going on? Nobody robbed your brother. Nobody robbed your brother, right? But he is adamant about it. He like, nah, my brother said he came over here last night. Y'all robbed him, whoopty whoop. And y'all, I'm shook, okay? Because we did not rob his brother. I would never, first of all, I would never rob nobody. Why would we bring him to my house if we robbed him, right? And then, oh my God, this started some other drama. So while I'm at the door talking to him, I live in a hood next to my hood, right? There's a person that lived at the end of my block who's from that hood I live in. He drives by while this dude is at my door and we're talking about this, and he's calling my phone. I answer, and he going off on me. Why you got this crip nigga in the hood, in my hood? What's going on with you, whoop? Y'all, I don't mess with crips. Honestly, I never have, because I'm from the other side. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't mess with crips. Now, I got family members that mess with crips. I done been around them. I'm cool with some, of course. I got family members that's crips. Cool, but I would never bring no crip to my hood, for sure. And I would not bring one to a hood that's I'm cool with, right? So I'm arguing on the phone with this dude. I'm telling him, you know, it ain't nothing like that. Oh, buddy who's at the door, he like, who is that, whoopty whoop? And I'm like, yeah. He like, man, ain't nobody worried about him, whoopty whoop. So this is all going on, y'all, chaos, okay? So finally I get off the phone with old buddy that's from the hood, live on the same street as me, talking about the crip dude at my door, because he is a popular crip, okay? He's popular. There's been beef. It was a sticky situation, okay? So I finally calmed him down, and I'm telling him, we did not rob your brother. Like, I would never do that. Why would we bring him to my house? He like, I don't know, but my brother's saying y'all robbed him. So I'm like, he took us out to eat. He was spending a lot of money. Like, he paid for our lunch, our dinner. Like, we went to the casino. Whoopty whoop. He like, I don't know, right? So finally he leave, and I go to Lele. I don't know if she was in my mom's room. She wasn't at the door with me while I was talking to him. And I'm like, he's saying that we robbed him. You need to call him, whoopty whoop, right? Lele gonna say, well, I did go through his pockets while he was asleep. Me and my mom and Keisha looked at each other like, girl, what? She was like, no, but he didn't have no money. He must have spent all his money all day. You know, he was paying for everything. And my mom is going off like, yeah, but still, why would you even bring him to my house if you got the nerve to go through his pockets? So you saying if he had some money, he would have took it? And so my mom going off on her like, what in the world? Why would you do that? You feel me? But I do believe her that he didn't have no money, right? So what I'm thinking is Buddy was on one. She said she did give him another Zen when we was out to dinner. So maybe he was like high and didn't realize he was spending all his money, y'all. And like I said, he used to have big money back in the day when they used to mess around. So maybe he was just showing out. And he woke up and he didn't remember that we was together all day and he was spending all his money, right? So Lele finally talked to old boy and calmed him down. She told him, no, you spent your money here, and here. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, I don't remember, whoop, right? Y'all, he was threatening us. Like, it was a mess. It was a mess. I be thinking back, like, what in the world? Like, my life is literally a movie. It's literally crazy. I gotta tell y'all about the story when I actually, like, when me and Keisha went up to Houston. It was a mess, y'all. And Keisha was in another story time too, about when she begged me to go up to LA with her for some dude she met, and he ended up putting us out his house. Y'all need to go watch that story. It's a mess, y'all. But anyways, yeah, old buddy ended up calming down and realizing nobody robbed him. He just spent all his money while he was high, I guess. And he had a good time, though. We all had a great time. He was trying to come hang out with Lele the next, like, that same night, thinking he was gonna get some. But she was saying, like, no, I'm not giving him none. He ain't got no money, like that. Like, she remembered back when they was younger and messing around. Just a mess, y'all. Just a mess. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but Lele is like 15 years older than me. So she was grown. You know what I mean? And he was grown. I was a little girl. But yeah, y'all. That's the story about when my cousin came down to visit. And she linked up with her old boo, and he accused us of robbing him when really he had just spent all his money hanging out with us all day. Yeah, well, so crazy. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed the story time. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.